And while Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria is worried that some VIPs are violating public health and security protocols at the country's airports, airlines are struggling with declining load factor. Our correspondent Lilian Ezemak monitored the return of activities at the Lagos airport 1 week after Nigeria reopened its airspace for local flights.
Air travelers being processed at Lagos Airport. The terminal has witnessed uninterrupted operations for about a week. Within the period, the federal government reviewed dwell time at the airport from 3 hours to 1 hour 30 minutes before flight departure. This is connected with low passenger turnout at the airport. But this analyst still calls for caution on passengers' time of arrival at the airport.
We live in Lagos where traffic and rainy season still affects commuting. And the demography of those that travel come from the island. If they have to catch a flight and they don't leave their houses in good time, they will be late. So most times they actually leave far, about 3 hours before the flight, to actually avert traffic or the rain or the floods.
Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority certified the aircraft, airports and other operational environments safe for passengers' use. This is to rebuild public confidence disrupted by outbreak of coronavirus.
We're on board a safety-compliant aircraft that has reserved its back row as isolation space in case there's an index case on board. The aircraft was disinfected on getting to Abuja for the safety of the next batch of passengers.
Despite that, a passenger who craved anonymity questioned the quality of air in the aircraft cabin.
We have 5-stage, we call them HEPA filters, which are medical grade filters. These are the kind of grade filters that you find in operating theaters. And we have 5 of them that will filter the air and also introduce new air inside the cabin of the aircraft.
Within the past week, flights arrived and departed Lagos from Port Harcourt to Uyo, Abuja, Owerri and Kano airports. But there were flashes of resistance to COVID-19 protocols at Abuja, Port Harcourt and Kano airports. The publisher of this day newspaper, Ndoko Bagbina, Governor of Adamawa State Ahmadu Fintiri, and former Governor of Zamfara State Abdulaziz Yari and 8 others were alleged to have refused to observe safety and security protocols at the airports. Minister of Aviation warned VIPs of risking jail term for such breaches, and House Committee on Aviation recommends denial of access to the airports. This position is supported by other stakeholders.
The COVID-19 pandemic is a leveler. There is no rich, there is no poor, there is no leader, there is no citizen. So one would have expected that more than any other time, leaders will be, leading by example in the way they behave, and especially in a public space like that. But that is a bit expected because not all of us easily, acclimatized to the new situations.
International Air Transport Association estimates that passenger traffic will not rebound to pre-crisis until at least 2023. In Nigeria, local airlines risk collapse as load factor continues to drop. But the survival of the aviation value chain, such as the handlers and service providers, depend on the airline's profitability. This analyst links the buoyancy of the subsector with the reopening of international flights.
Numbers have shown and statistics buttress the fact that 30% of domestic, or about 35% of domestic travel, they come for visiting family and friends. A lot of some life-changing events. So with those avenues still closed and clamped down at the moment, that's going to affect the passenger numbers.
Unlike their foreign counterparts, Nigerian airlines are operating at a huge cost without government's intervention. Comparatively, Virgin Atlantic will receive $1 billion bailout, while South Africa will inject $620 million to rescue South African Airways. The analyst wants the airlines to drive cash flow to build credibility, as bailout from government may not come soon. Lillian Ezemak, TVC News, Lagos.